Hi there. My name is Jeff Parsons, and as you may have guessed, I am a harpist. I play here often at St. Paul's and with other groups around the Willamette Valley, particularly with the Corvallis OSU Symphony Orchestra, and sometimes other orchestras and choirs in Western Oregon at least. I wanted to tell you a little bit about the harp. It's an instrument that goes back farther than we can really know. It's mentioned in the Bible. Little David, play on your harp. There are ancient Greek and ancient Egyptian versions, and even harps from the Far East that go back thousands of years. Probably more famous are the Celtic harps from the British Isles, which are a little bit smaller. The ones that you see today are really a modified version that have similar strings to this, gut strings. The original ones had wire strings, so if you were playing them with your fingers, you were going to rip them up. You had to use your fingernails. This larger harp started to come into existence about 400 years ago. The main issue with the building of harps for centuries now has been how to get all of the notes outside of a diatonic scale. You may not know that word, but it's like the white keys on a piano, sounding like this. Do up to do. That works really nicely on pretty much every harp, but once you start trying to get all those other notes in there, you end up with so many strings, and you need a little bit of room to get your finger in. So you can't have the strings too close together, and if you had a whole octave of half steps, making a chromatic scale, you couldn't even reach an octave. So they've come up with various ways to deal with this over the years. This is the most common one today. It's called a double action harp officially, or most people just call it a pedal harp. If you go to a symphony concert or a choral concert, this is probably the kind of harp that you would hear. The way it works is, as you could see, I could play the nice C major scale, just the white keys on a piano. But down at the bottom, there are also pedals. This pedal here affects all of the D strings on the harp. If I move it up here, all the Ds sound like D flat. In the middle, D natural. The bottom, D sharp. So now I can't have all of the different 12 tones of the chromatic scale at the same time, but I can get them when I need them. And I can also set a key. Like if I need D major, that's F sharp and C sharp. I just put the F pedal down in sharp, the C pedal in sharp, all the other pedals in the natural position. And there's a D major scale. And you can do all sorts of interesting things with them. You can get the same pitch on some strings. B sharp and C natural are the same. E natural and F flat are the same. So now when I play a scale, it sounds like that. So this is where our glissandos come from. It makes for a lot of interesting possibilities. Yeah, we don't have a lot of repertoire from earlier years. Nothing that was written specifically for harp, but once this harp was invented around 1810, there's been quite a bit of harp literature, and it's really after that that you start seeing the harp in orchestras and choirs. But of course, we go back and swipe some of those pieces. I would like to play a short piece for you. This is actually a Renaissance dance by a composer named Antoine Francisque, but a harpist came along and souped it up and used lots of harp techniques, playing in different places on the sounding board, using harmonics. Makes it a little bit more romantic style than you would hear in the Renaissance, but harpists love it. This is called Pavane. Well, I hope that you've enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about the harp. Thank you for listening.